Okay, welcome back, and let's go ahead and get started. For the habitat project, we kind of skipped past this step, and it's actually really important because we can't make a room schedule unless we set the area plan in advance. So you might remember we did a window schedule and a door schedule, but we had to skip on the room schedule. But not this time. This time we add it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a couple walls for maybe a meeting room. Let's say this was my meeting room, and maybe I had a bathroom located in the back of the building. And this will be 2 bathrooms. And also let's go ahead and section off this. And leave the rest of it open, except for maybe this one area, which only has a partial wall, but not completely closed off. And each of these represent different things. This will be where most of the books are. This will be, like we said, a meeting room, bathrooms, and staff area. And it's going to vary however you want it to. So the first thing to do with this is go over to where it says ground floor, right click on it, and we're going to duplicate this view as an area plan. So I'm going to rename this, call this area plan, and we're going to have this as its own separate entity that we can access whenever we want. Once you've completed that, head over to the Architecture tab and go to where it says Room Separator, and I'm going to use that to help separate some of my rooms. If a room is already separated with walls, you don't have to do this. The walls will act as the room separator. But let's say over here is where I kept my computers. I can draw this just like I would draw a wall. So I click in one area and draw it to the next area. And now this area here has been separated. This could be now my computer room. Or I maybe have like a box. So let me switch over to the rectangle up here and draw this in. This could be, the children's portion of the library. So I've just sectioned off that area. We can also use it to close off sections that haven't been closed off. So I'm going to close this off, as well as, actually that's already closed off. So, I've closed off several different areas of this project, and now these will act as room barriers, but only like invisible room barriers. They're not actually there, and we're going to hide them after this. Okay, go back to where it says room, and I want you to click on this, and we can go ahead and click on every single room if we want, but it's actually usually much faster if you just do place rooms automatically. I'm going to press on that, and it's going to create all my rooms for me. So right now it says I have 8 different rooms. I'm going to go, and for each of these rooms, call them what they are. So if this is my children's area, children's area, and I'll just label it as that. Let's just say library, book stacks, even though, it probably has a better name, but computer, lab, things like that. You can name all the areas that you want in your area plan. Now class, it's probably not a bad idea to just open up the guidelines for this project and make sure that everything that is supposed to be on the first floor is addressed at this point, because now's the best time to make sure you have everything in place. Yes, you can change the areas and move the walls and such, and it will automatically adapt, but it's not a bad idea just to have the things where they need to be. Okay, once you have all those things, what you're going to want to do is tag this entire area. And we're going to do that just by going to the Area tab over here, clicking on that, and then going to Area Plan. I'll select that. And you want to make sure that you are on the ground floor. So ground floor, OK. And it's going to say, would you like to create an automatic area? In my experience, this works 99% of the time, so I'm going to hit yes. And if you look at it, you'll see a purple line surrounding the overall area of your structure, or the overall floor of the structure. It isn't perfect at the moment, but we can make it so. What I'd like you to do then next is go over to where it says Area Boundary, and we are going to use these drawing tools over here to kind of specify our boundaries. So I'm going to use this rectangle tool and kind of like draw in from corner to corner the areas that are being represented in this building. And it's a really easy tool to use and use correctly. So draw that. We can also use lines, and we can draw areas as well. And I might have been a little off there. Let me adjust that to draw in our areas. Okay, it's important to make sure that everything's kind of connected. And once it is, what we can do is go over to where it says area in the area section, click on that, and we should just be able to drop down just by clicking all the areas of our different rooms. So right here we have 8,283 square feet and so on and so forth. These are all the areas of our room, and I'm going to kind of just move them in place. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, back at the ground floor, you're going to see that this is what it looks like. And if I head to area plan, this is what that looks like. And if I go over to where it says area plans in my browser and I hit the plus, my computer kind of froze, and click on ground floor, this is my area plan as well. Okay, what does that all mean? We're going to tie it all together, and I'm just going to show you this now, but we're going to do it officially later on. When we're creating our schedules over here, right click, new schedule, I'm going to go down to where it says rooms, hit OK, and the two categories I can now select are area, and I can also select name. I'm going to add both of those to here. I'm going to move that one up. And if I press OK, it might be a little hard to see because my computer kind of squished it a great deal. The resolution of my screen is a bit higher than yours. But you're going to notice that the areas, let's say the children's room, I'm getting it clocked at about 320 square feet. So if I go back to my area plans and we take a look at that, it is 320 square feet. So it's matching the areas with the rooms that we've sectioned off, which is really cool and awesome. I do apologize for my schedule. I have a very high screen resolution, so it looks like Revit doesn't translate well with that, but on your computers it should look normal. And we can leave that there for now. We're going to probably delete this one and add a few extra categories to it later, but we've gone ahead and we've added in the areas, and we have an area plan now. So this is a good place to be at. I recommend taking a break and then getting back to it. But yeah. Okay, that's going to conclude this video tutorial on how to create area plans. I hope this was helpful, and in the next video, we're going to focus on upgrading our floors and potentially adding a ceiling. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.